Hi, hello friends. So good morning and I welcome you to this new class. So we are studying about India, our motherland, the special features that we have, the special privileges that we have comparing to other countries, and we also saw the position of India in the world. In its size, we said India is the seventh largest country in the world. And we saw what is the length and what is the breadth of India. And today we shall try to study India and the world. Let us compare how India is related to other parts of the world. How India is relating itself to other parts. How the relationship is kept. Or what are the means that are used for keeping up this relationship and so on. That is what we are going to see. So in order to help us, we have this map also here, the map of India, and with the help of map we will be able to understand better and study better. So you can take page number 2. So we said the Indian landmass has a central location between East and the West Asia. So if you look at the map, here only India is found, but in your map we will be able to see here the page number 4. You will see what is the central position of India. So India is here and all the neighboring countries we will be able to find. So you will be able to see that India is somewhat in the middle between the Central Asia and the West Asia. So there is a lot of importance is given to our India. And India is southward extension of the Asian continent. So we can see the India is in the southern part of Asia. So south means the bottom part. So we see India is in the southern part of Asia. So all these are Asian countries and India is in the southernmost part of India, and beyond India it is the Indian Ocean. So there is no more country except the Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka is there, but the mainland India is the southernmost part of the Asia. Then the Trans-Indian Ocean routes which connect the countries of Europe to West and the countries of East Asia provide a strategic central location to India. So India's position is very good because India has got the sea route as well as the land route in order to go to other parts of the world. You can go to countries of East Asia and also to the Central West Asia. So we can go to different parts of the country, different parts of the world, especially different countries of Asia. We will be able to go through land as well as go through the sea. Again we will find in that picture, you will see there are two types of lines are given there, a red line and blue line. So red line speaks of air routes. The red line that is speaking about air route. We can see from Chennai, from Delhi and from Bombay, there are so much of air routes are there. It is almost reaching out to different parts of the world. And also the sea routes. You can see how these blue lines are going to different directions. So that shows that India has got a strategic point in this Asia that we are able to use road mark, we are able to use air route, we are able to use water route in order to travel to different parts of the world. So that way we can say our position is very important in Asia. Then note that the Deccan Peninsula protrudes into the Indian Ocean, thus helping India to establish a close contact with West Asia, Africa, Europe, and from western coast and southeast and East Asia from the eastern coast. So we look in this map, we find. So from Gujarat is here. From Gujarat and from Bengal, we see India is becoming narrow. So till here India is very broad, and from here it becomes very narrow. That is called protrudes. So India is protruding into the ocean. So all these are ocean, and Indian land is entering into the ocean, that is protruding into the ocean. In that way, from here we have Mumbai. Mumbai port is there for ships to move. Then here there is Kolkata port is there, and from there also we can move. So using these three sea routes, we are able to reach out to Europe, Africa, Asia, West Asia, Central Asia, and so on. So almost every part of the world, every country in the world, we are able to reach out to through the sea route because of this presence of the Indian Ocean. So India has got so much of advantage of the Indian Ocean because so much of sea route we have so much of sea boundary we have. So that is for our advantage. We are able to make use of this in order to reach out to different parts for business, for pleasure trips, for visiting. So for whatever may be the purpose, mostly we use it for business, to sell things, to buy things, and so on. Now for traveling also we go by aeroplane, but for mainly business we use ship because it is cheaper. Waterway is much cheaper than all the other ways. Then no other country has a long coastline on the Indian Ocean as India has, and indeed it is India's eminent position in the Indian Ocean which justifies the naming of an ocean after it. So when we look at, we can find we have got so much of coastline, we have so much of boundary along the sea, such a long line. So no other country has got so much of coastline in the Indian Ocean. In the Indian Ocean, it is India who has got so much of access to this Indian Ocean, and that is why we call this ocean as Indian Ocean. So there is no other ocean which is named after a country. Only this ocean, it is named after India as Indian Ocean. All other oceans like Pacific Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, all that is not named after any country. But this ocean that is attached to India is named as Indian Ocean because of the important position of India at this Indian Ocean. That is why India is the ocean is named as Indian Ocean. So I hope you follow. So that is about the presence of this ocean that is helping India to be a prominent country, in the world. By using the waterway and using the airway, we are able to reach out to different parts of the world, different countries in the world. So that way other countries do not have so much of access to the ocean. They cannot go by ship because their country do not have much access to the ocean. but we have got so much of access to the ocean without depending on anyone. We can start from Mumbai or from Kolkata. We can start by ship and we can go to other place. But other countries, they do not have so much of access to the ocean. If they want to go Pakistan, if they want to go, then they have to come to India. So they have to depend on India. If China want to go, then they have to come to India. So there is a lot of difficulties are there for those countries. But India has got so much of advantages there. So that is why we say India has got so much of advantage with regard to the Indian Ocean. Then let us see how India is doing its contact with others. So India's contact with the world are continued through the ages, but her relationship through the land routes are much older than her maritime routes. So we say we have got so much of access to other countries through going through the sea. But if you look at the past history of India, we will find that the land routes are much older than the sea routes, because olden times people were not traveling in the sea. They did not know how to travel in the sea. They did not know how to make the ship and so on. But those days people were going to other countries by road. For example, the mountains are there, so they should cross over the mountain and go to the other countries. If you want to go to China, if you want to go to Nepal, or if you want to go to other countries, you have to walk and go, or maybe using horse. They used to go on the horseback. So the land route was more used in olden times. But now we hardly use the land route. We use either air route or water route. And very nearby means we may even use road to go by vehicle. But we hardly find people using animals, horses or anything. Then the various passes across the mountains. The various passes across the mountain. Passes means road. So some mountains are very high. So to climb over the mountain and come down, it will take such a long time. So people make small tunnels through the mountains to reach to the other side. Or where the two mountains come and join, it will be a low area. It will be like a valley area. So people will be passing through that way. So there are so many passes are there, or so many roads are there through the mountain for people to go to the other side. So these passes across the mountains in the north have provided passages to ancient travel. So in the northern part we will find, especially where these Himalayas are there, you will find there were so many routes are there through the mountains. And these help the people who were traveling, especially the ancient travelers. They were learning from different people. They were traveling from one country to another on foot. You might have heard about Huyen Tsang, Fang Hian and so on. They were all great travelers of the ancient time, and they have learned. They have gone to different places and learned their culture, their language, and they have written down books, several volumes of books, and that is still available to us. And they were all great travelers. So they were traveling through these roads that are going through these mountains. Then, while the oceans restricted such interactions for a long time, so people were passing through the land, through the mountains and so on, but the oceans they were not willing to enter because they were scared of the ocean. They did not have good ship, they did not have good boats and so on. Therefore, the oceans restricted the people's movement. But wherever there was a road through the mountain, people were able to travel through and go to the other side. Then, so these routes that are going through this mountain, they have contributed in the exchange of ideas and commodities, and since ancient times. So when people travel from one country to another country, they mingle each other they learn about each other's culture, they learn about their story, history and so. They are not just going for sightseeing and enjoying, taking photo and coming back, but they are staying there. They are interacting with the people, they are talking with the people, and they live there for a long time. So they are able to understand the culture of the people. They are able to realize why these people are doing this. What is the meaning behind? They are able to understand all that. And that allows cultures to understand others' culture. And the ideas of Upanishad and Ramayana. So these are the epics of India. Ramayana, Upanishad and so on. So there are a lot of stories are there. Stories of Panchatantra and the Indian numerals, numeral, especially the digit 0 was invented by Indians. So all these could reach the other parts of the world while by people choosing to travel from one place to another. Then the spices, the muslin means cotton cloths. India was very famous for cotton cloths. India was growing a lot of cotton, cotton farmers were there, and this cotton cloth was very famous in other parts of the world. So as the people travel from place to place or from India to other place, they carried these things also, spices and cotton clothes, then other merchandise, other things which are meant for business. So whatever they want to sell it in the foreign country, they travel, they carry from India and sell it in other place. So slowly, the Indian stories, the Indian culture, the Indian things, everything began to spread abroad. And people came to know about the things that are available in India, the stories of India they came to know. They came to know about the values of Ramayana, Mahabharata and so on. So all these things were spread because of the people traveling from one country to another country. Then on the other hand, the influence of the Greek sculpture means the carving. A lot of works were done, carving in the wood especially. So the Greek people, they are very expert. They were very well known for carving these things. So they carved a lot of images, people's image, God's image, animals' image. All these were carved on the wood. All that was spread. And the architectural styles of dome. You might have seen dome. The shape will be like a round shape of the building, top part, like Muslim mosque, and so you might have seen. So the top part will be round. That is called dome. So India was very well known for this kind of buildings. And the minerals from the West Asia. So these things, the minerals from minarets from West Asia. So that is another tower. Minarets means tower, a tall tower from the West Asia. All these can be seen from different parts of our country. So these things, the important things that we see in the world, the Greek sculptures, the architectural styles of dome, the round buildings, and the tall tower, the minarets of West Asia, all that can be seen even from India in certain parts, especially if the place where you stay is high on the mountain tops, and so will be able to see it, what is in the other place. So that is showing that we are not just living in a lonely way. We are living together with the world. We are having contact with other parts of the world and so on. So we are not just living alone, but we have a lot of relationship with others, people who are living in other parts of the world, people who are living in India. We are all related to each other. We have all learned each other's culture. We have given our culture to others. We have accepted others' culture to us. So a lot of relationship has been taking place. So that is about the India and the world, how we have developed our relationship with others, how we have experienced our culture with others, and so on. That is how we are living in this present world, and we need to continue to live in that way. We cannot just say I am okay, I don't like others culture, or I don't like others activities, everything is perfect with me. So when we think that way, then there is tension is there. We are no more collaborating with others, we are no more sharing with others, we are almost like in a locked cage. And so, but in olden times it was not so. People were more open, they were traveling freely on foot and so on. And so they have gained a lot. They have came to know about the culture of different people, and they have really learned. So we also need to imitate that olden saints who live such a holy life. So we need to learn from them, and we need to respect others' culture, we need to share with others our culture, and that way we give and take, and that is the way we need to survive in this modern world. So for today we shall wind up, and the next class we will continue with India and the neighboring countries. What are the, or who are the neighboring countries that we have in our country, now to near our country. So we will study in the next class. So thank you for listening. Have a nice day.